our first presenter, and I would like to invite Mr. Ioannis Sideris. He's a senior sales manager in the Weathernews. John, please.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Manos. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you had a very good coffee and you are all awake here. Thank you very much. So, I'm Ioannis, as Manos said, Senior Sales Manager in Weathernews, and I will try at least to have a very quick presentation on what defines the I in AI. Of course, we know that I means intelligence, but what is really intelligent in the AI system? We are living in the 21st century, 2024, so I believe that we can ask the internet what they believe about AI. Let's see our first question. What is AI? Artificial intelligence, in its broader sense, is intelligence exhibited by machines. Very clear and very coherent, particularly computer systems. Now, the question of our year, is AI good or bad? Although experts typically list AI's ability to free people, then we can come to the conclusion that sometimes there is a fear that AI is a loss of skills in people. I don't know if that's true or not. Why do we need AI? A very tricky question. We need it for improved accuracy and decision-making, effectiveness, quality, and creativity of employee decisions. At least this is what the internet is saying whenever we ask this kind of questions. Now let's take it to the next step. Let's ask a robot what they think about AI. This is Ameka, a humanoid robot in the Museum of Future in Dubai. I don't know if you have been there. It's pretty amazing and fascinating, the museum. It's very similar to Sophia the robot, which maybe you have seen from the internet. And the future of Ameka is that it can track movement, it can follow you around whenever you are moving. It has a facial recognition, so it can understand if you are male or female, age and everything. It wants people to ask questions. You can pass by and it tells you, please, can you ask me a question? And also, it apologizes if it doesn't have a very good answer. So you can imagine we had people, tourists, kids, asking many, many different questions. My question was something very simple. Ameka, what will be the weather forecast for tomorrow in Dubai? A very solid question. But the response was, sorry, I'm unable to provide real-time weather forecast. However, you can check a reliable weather website. I mean, how difficult it is to predict the weather in Dubai. Hot and too much hot, right? But still, it didn't answer this question. A more difficult one. Ameka, what's the expected forecast for tropical cyclone Lane? The tropical cyclone that we had last month, that was very huge. I'm sorry, I recommend checking the latest updates, etc. That means that even a robot, a real robot, cannot answer these specific questions. So is there intelligence in AI? Of course there is, but something different. And it's a good thing that it cannot answer these questions. So, do we really need AI? Right now, in my opinion, AI is just this small robot with a lot of questions that doesn't have answers most of the time. It's like a kid in the elementary school. It wants to learn, it wants to evolve, it wants to expand. So how do we move from this little robot to a professor, a postgraduate or something? What is missing in the middle that will evolve AI from a small robot to this machine? Well, as we all know, we are missing the human expertise, the human mind, the human mentality, the human experience. This is what changes a primitive, let's say, AI to a more modern one. And as Mr. Bob Work says, what AI and machine learning allows you to find the needle in the haystack. And we have a lot of needles that we need to find in a big pile of haystack. This is what helps us with the human expertise for AI. Now, how do we implement AI in the maritime industry? What can we do? What we are doing as Weathernews, at least. We have a system where we can look the best performer in the market, generating new routes, and help companies to plan voyages more efficiently. We have over 20 or 30 years of weather data in our database. We have more than 10,000 vessels under our service, so we can simulate and with the help of AI, build an algorithm and predict what can happen to a specific vessel going to a specific port. Of course, this is an estimation, and it only helps for the planning of the voyage. This is a very typical trip cross-Pacific from Japan to the west coast of the US. You can see at this example here that we have 4 different routes. The standard route, the shortest route, and 3 different routes with conservative, balanced, and aggressive routing. This is based solely on weather. So here we can simulate a scenario using AI in order to estimate the differences in ETA of the vessel, how many sea days we will be sailing, the distance, the CO2, and the consumption. Of course, the consumption is a very complex thing, especially with the new biofuels and everything. So this is only an estimation, and we keep training the AI, we keep learning from it in order to predict better results. On the other hand, this is a very typical performance curve of a vessel. The red line is the performance of this specific vessel. The blue line is the performance of the typical class. What are we doing here? We are using ships reported data only, speed, consumption, and RPM. This is how we are doing that today, but it's not enough. We know that there are more things, more ways in order to evaluate the vessel's performance and have a more accurate result. What we are doing now is using a new model. We call it Vesta. It's already under development, where we don't take into account only the monetary cost, FOC, or the good weather ship speed. We're also taking into account the ship characteristics and the ship motion. This is a huge database, and we cannot process it with our usual methods. So what we need to do is using the AI computing system in order to make it a little bit more easy for us, in order to have a better performance analysis of a vessel, and at the end of the day, yes, to have a more accurate performance evaluation. This is what we are trying to do using all of our weather data that we have in our database. Last but not least, alerts, weather alerts, position alerts, grounding alerts, all these safety aspects that are very important to our industry. Weathernews was founded by Hiro Ishibashi after an accident that occurred in 1978. So safety is the foundation of our company. We couldn't just ignore safety when we are using AI systems. These are some examples of an off-track distance for a specific vessel, and these are a dashboard showing other alerts that are very important for a customer and operator, grounding alerts, port weather forecast, UKC alerts. All those things are more easily at least accessible through using AI learning machine, because this helps us in order to produce automated text for the operator to use after our evaluation, when our meteorologists, our ex-mariners, everyone is checking the vessel and actually producing the alerts that are needed. These were 3 examples that we are trying to use AI technology to help us, assist us to do our work more efficiently and faster. So what is the I in AI? What is actually the intelligence that is in an AI system? How it's defined? Is it junior level? Is it high level? Is it teacher level? Is it good? Is it bad? Can we use these words to define the intelligence in AI? From my personal experience, and also as my colleagues used to say, even the best screwdriver in the world needs a toolman to turn it. So even the best tool needs someone to use it. Otherwise, AI can be just a system that will be scary at the beginning and in the end cannot produce any results. In the end, AI can help us find the needle in the haystack. We just need to describe it well enough from our side. And we need to train it, we need to use it efficiently, and always take in mind that it's not there to frighten people or to take the jobs from our workers. It's there to support us in a more efficient way. That's it from my side. Thank you very much. Any questions, any comments, any feedback? I'm very much in time, Andonis, I think. Very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.